our talk today is we've got a problem in the industry that security guards don't want to control. And if they did want to control, it might make things better. So let's see how can we do that. A lot of security guards just do it as a last resort. I need to get paid. This is a job that's available for me because it's a high turnover in security guards, and they don't really have motivation to do their job when they get there. We do get a high turnover because of this, and yeah, it's expensive when you have to hire fire guards all the time. This is very much a case of most of the guard monitoring systems that exist currently, including ours. We've been doing it for a while like this, where you have negative feedback. So the guards get punished if they don't do their job properly. The monitoring tools really are seen as the enemy. The guards will say, I don't like this pattern or this device to control because hey, it's making me work and I want to rest and it's not nice. And they don't like it and they break it and things like that. And we also find that the supervisors, when they come to work with the guards to try and discipline the guards, it's much easier for a supervisor. The higher. Okay, sorry. With the supervisors, they very often don't want to discipline the guards. It's much easier to be friends with the guards, and the supervisor tells the boss, the guards are doing their job fine, meanwhile the guards are not doing it, they stay friends, everyone's happy, but yet the client's not going to be happy eventually, and you're going to lose that contract. So yeah, we say you catch more flies with the honey than vinegar, and that's where we want to try and get the industry going so that we have more, where was I here? Yes, we want to get more people interested and want to do their job. I just said this one, but yeah. So, we've got a vision here. What if we could get guards to want to patrol? What if we had guards that took pride in their work? And it's basically changing a huge mindset here. We can borrow some ideas from marketing. Very often in marketing you will be purchasing things that sometimes you don't even need, you didn't know you need. So you can do things like use emotion to promote this idea of yours, of us, and then try and get some immediate gratification in your workflow. So yeah, kind of like casinos. If you look at casinos, little bits of little rewards turn into big rewards eventually. Okay, yes. Let's see what can work here. Let me just check here. Yes, sorry, I just said this bit. Marketing convinces people to want to do things. Okay. So can we sell this idea, this patrolling idea, to the guards? One of the big things we can do is peer pressure. We've learnt at school that peer pressure can be very bad. Drugs and alcohol use with peer pressure can be bad, but peer pressure can be used for good as well. So if we have teams, so guards, security guards have teams, they work together for cooperation, and you can have team rewards. So this team got tickets to the movies, or got an extra caps or something like that, and the team works together with peer pressure to get working together. You also have things like public statistics. So if in the break room, or there's lots of common areas in a security company, and you can put up the team statistics. Which team is doing better this month? Which team is doing worse? Which ones are getting on board to get towards on board to reward? And you will find that if you organize your teams properly, where you've got some good guards and some bad guards in each team, the good guards will peer pressure the bad guards to do well. So it's one of the strategies we can use here. Where are we? So let's look at some of the other rewards that we can use. Okay, so where am I? This way. Okay, so people love playing games. So if we can gamify the guarding experience, we can definitely get a lot more out of the guards. This is when I was alluding to the casino analogy earlier on. That's kind of where we're going for. So if you have something like points system, I'm sure a lot of you know about pick and pay points or click points. Click points, there's quite a lot of these companies that do that, which encourages you to go there and spend, because then you get points. Now, if you can encourage your guards to do their patrols properly and then get points, maybe they can use those points at a later stage to get something. So many points gets you a nice cap or maybe a rank up or something like that in your organization. Another big place to go is education. So very often we think, oh, the guard don't need to know. Security is very much a need to know environment. You want to only let them know what they need to know. And sometimes we could take that too far. So you'll say to the guard, you need to patrol this area, and that's it. So they just become point clockers. Whereas if you were to say something like, if you don't patrol properly and the client doesn't see you patrolling, we might lose the contract and you would lose your job. And then it's bad for the company. So please, you need to do this type of thing. Or we're protecting children. Children are important to everybody. Make a plan. Let's get this going properly with the education. Because kind of a sense of purpose in your job motivates you. Most people will find motivation when you have that sense of purpose in your job. Another part of education is how to use the equipment properly, and educating the security officer on how well they are doing. So it's kind of like a feedback. So next slide. So if we can show the guards how well they've been doing, if you're working towards a goal, it will help you to work better. And sometimes it can be as simple as this, a simple thing of just tracking the guard's progress. Supervisor arrives on site, he opens the app, sees how well the guard's doing, gives the guard some praise. Will go a long way. A lot of these things, by the way, much cheaper than having to hire a new guard. Especially when you can compare past performance. So is the guard improving? Are they getting worse? What's happening there? Keeping an economy going is also very interesting sometimes. So a lot of games in the gaming field have their own economy per se. So it's like in-game points, as I mentioned before, the points system. And they don't have to cost a lot of money, these non-monetary rewards, really. You've got like certificates, hand out certificates, the best guard, the most improved guard, things like that can go a long way. Also things like hats or mugs, scrolls on the uniform, gold trims on caps. These can boost their pride, and especially when you've got guards that want to show off, it will help with the peer pressure part of things again. Especially if it's visible, keeping this visible, like your guard of the month photo that you've got up there. This talk that I've just given today is not the end all and be all. There is a lot that goes into this, and it would help if you've got a problem in your organization. We've got some experts that have been around for a long time that might be able to help you to move things a little bit in one way or the other, especially with putting some of these policies and procedures in. You do not have to be using our equipment, by the way, for us to come and help you. We'll happily do that. Some of the things that can go wrong, though, I just want to point out, is favoritism. So you've got your good guard and you've got your bad guard, and you keep promoting and being nice to the good guard, they might get targeted by the bad guards. So it's something very tricky that you need to go with. Teams work well with that. So if you organize those people in teams, peer pressure can work very well with that. Also, not over rewarding certain people. Again, jealousy can be bad. And there's lots of different ways to do this. So if one fails, we can try another one. There's quite a lot of places to go. As I mentioned, we need to do this with the right tools. Timing is very, very important. That cycle of if the guard is not doing the job properly, if you can correct that quickly, within the first shift, as soon as they're not doing it right, supervisor corrects it, that's going to solve a lot of problems. Because if the guard thinks he's getting away with something, even if it's for just a week, He's going to keep trying it again and again. Whereas if as soon as he misses a point, he gets notified he missed that point, he knows somebody else knows, less chance of it carrying on. Habits can be bad. When the guard finishes his shift, can he see how well he did? Not necessarily just at the end of the week when you do your parade, although that will work very well if you can show the guards how well they're doing at the end of the parade. But if you can do it at the end of the shift, all the better. When the supervisor arrives on site, things like that. We want to change the security industry. We are motivated to do this. We want guards to not be damaging equipment. We want guards to be happy. If we make guards happy, make guards want to do their work, it makes the supervisors' jobs easier, it makes the company's jobs easier, and everybody's much happier. And it will be much cheaper to do that than to keep the current status quo, which is more militant and seems to not be working as well as a lot of people think it would work. So if you are having problems in your system, we would like to invite you to contact us, where we can come through and give you a bit of a presentation and maybe even do some training with your security officers. We do offer some free training at our offices, but if you've got enough people by your offices and would like us to come and do a bit of motivational speaking, speak to the management, see if we could put some procedures in place to get this type of thing going, all the better. All the better. It's really good for that. So if you are interested in any of that, we've got Max, as I said, over that side, and Danica that side. I can take your details, or come chat with me afterwards as well. I don't know if there's any questions.
Thanks, Mark. Do you have any questions?
Okay.
Well, Mark will be around, and the stand is on C11 in this hall, so if you do have any questions, queries, feel free to go there. Thank you.